Hey there, YouTube and LinkedIn. It's good to see you. Welcome to the Strategic Boardroom. It's very good to see you tonight. We're going to be talking tonight about taking advantage of the seasonal change. Yes, we're on the other side of Easter, which means that warmer weather is coming. I was just thinking about it the other day. We've got a lot of patriotic holidays coming up. We've got Memorial Day coming up, which is obviously the 3-day weekend, which is always an amazing time for this country, and not always for the best reasons, but recognizing people for their sacrifice. Well, we've got July 4th, not long after that, which is declaring our independence from tyranny, and just the heading into the dog days of summer at that point. But the really amazing thing is we are on the other side of what was a very long winter, especially if you were here in the Midwest in the United States. For anybody else, I don't know if you had the same type of winter that we did, but man, it was just a long one. So happy to be seeing warmer weather. And it's been here in the Midwest, we have very bipolar weather. It's beautiful and 75 one day, and then it's horrific and 25 the next. So you're not sure to pull out the snowblower or the lawnmower, but either way, that's what we run into. So what we're talking about today is, in this session, is some strategic marketing secrets. And this is a great opportunity right now. Spring is one of the easiest seasons to generate immediate revenue if you position it right. And I know a lot of times with business owners, they're always doing the same thing over and over again. But like, this is where you have to change your positioning, and you can get immediate revenue and brand new customers if you do this right. So here's going to be a very strong concept. And this is something that I used back in when I was promoting my property management business, but this is extremely easy to use. And this is about local businesses, how local businesses can get 10 to 20 new clients in the next 30 days. This is your spring strategy. And this is where you have to recognize, as a business owner, you have to change your marketing message with the seasons. And that's exactly why, and if you're not doing that, that's exactly why you'll miss opportunities, and you'll miss basically easy money. People are really wanting to change things up right now. And if you're a local business owner and you're not getting more customers right now, you're missing one of the easiest windows during the entire year, because as the weather gets warmer, consumer behavior changes. Notice the change that you have in yourself when you walk outside and it's a little bit nicer out, a little bit warmer out. The air's it's crisp. It's starting to have those spring smells. Maybe they bring allergies for you, but hopefully not. But the whole point is that consumer behavior is changing quickly. People go out more, they will spend more, and they're actively looking for products and services to spend their money on. So in the next 10, 12 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly how to capitalize on that and how to generate anywhere from 10 to 20 or more customers in the next 30 days. And you can do this. The truth is, you don't have a marketing problem. You have a positioning problem. And that's where you have to stop and think, okay, well, when you're timing things right and when you're positioning yourself right, you'll have people raising their hands, actively coming to you. So you're not having to chase them down. Because we don't want to chase people. You don't want to, yes, follow up for sure if that's warranted, but chasing is not what we're wanting to do here. And this is where you have to recognize that you can't say the same thing in April as you were saying in January. So what about your customers? Like I said, they're in a completely different mindset now. They're thinking, man, I have got to get out of the house before I take a hostage, or I want something in my life improved, or man, I've been putting this off all winter and I can't wait to XYZ. That is opportunity. That's the sound of opportunity. And so instead of trying to sell them what you have, how about positioning yourself as solving the problem they want solved? Let me say that again. Instead of selling them what you have, instead of selling them whatever product or service that you have, position yourself as solving the problem that they want solved. That means you need to enter the mind. You have to enter the conversation that's going on in their mind. So the first thing you have to do is create a seasonal reason for them to act, and not just call us today. That doesn't say anything. You got a hook that is you have to create a hook that's tied to the season. So, for example, you might say, how about creating a spring refresh special, or get your home or your business ready for summer, or limited April availability? Be really specific about it. Don't be saying, oh, our calendar's filling up. Be really specific and saying, look, we've got 10 slots. We've got 14 slots. And again, I would say probably 14 is better than 10 because 10 is too much of a round number. If I said to you, look, I've got spots for 17 people in a one-to-one program, that's pretty specific. That's pretty specific. And I'd say, yeah, the reason it's 17 is because I've got 17 slots. I've got 17 hours per week that I need filled. And that's what I've got. And people go, oh, that's pretty specific. But if you say 20, right, or anything that's a round number, no, if it is, I would still maybe bump it to 19 or 21, something like that, but make it a very specific number. But again, people are not going to act without a reason. And if you want extra credit on this, if you want to go a little bit further, you guys may remember, those of you who watch my videos, you may remember the 15 reasons why people buy. And those are to make money, save time, avoid effort, escape pain, more comfort, better health, feel more love, gain praise, increase their status. People buy for truth. They will buy for growth. They will buy for novelty. They'll buy to be in more control of a situation or feel like they're in more control, and to be in contribution to others. So let's unpack this just a hot second. I want you to think of all the different ways how your product or service can help people make money. All the different ways, directly and indirectly. How does your product or service directly or indirectly help people make money? Come up with 5, 10 different reasons. Do the same thing with save money. How does your product or service directly or indirectly help people save money? How does it directly or indirectly help them save time, or avoid effort, or making something easy, or escaping physical pain, emotional pain, sometimes spiritual pain? How can you give them more comfort directly or indirectly, or even better health? And sometimes that's just reducing stress, or feeling more love, or gaining praise and increasing their status. Keep in mind, when people buy for truth, they will buy for truth many times because they have felt lied to in the past. How can you reassure them that they're not being lied to? Or if they've been lied to in the past, this is how you can assure them that they're not going to be lied to now. They'll buy for growth, particularly growth in their knowledge, growth in their faith, growth in their wellness. They'll buy just because something is new, or a new approach to something. They'll buy to be in more perceived control or more certainty, if they want more certainty in their lives, or to be in contribution to others. So again, really take that time and unpack that, and why they're going to want to buy from you, and how your product or service aligns with them right now. We're going to talk about that more here in a couple minutes, but why should they buy, and why should they buy right now? There's other 5 key emotional reasons why people are going to buy. I've never really talked much about this, but people will buy emotionally, and then they justify rationally. People will buy, the emotional reasons why people buy, the top ones, they're going to buy for love. They're going to buy because they want someone to feel in their life that maybe they want to demonstrate their love to someone, right? Think of the 5 love languages, right? Receiving gifts. Well, if for someone who wants to receive a gift, this could be a way for them to demonstrate a love language. People buy out of pride. They want the best looking lawn on the block. They want the shiniest boat in the marina. They want the best sounding car on the street, right? So think about that in terms of pride. People will also buy out of fear of missing out, you have to think of some of the main reasons why people will fear. What main reasons that people fear? They fear death. They fear restriction, right? They don't want to be restricted. They don't want to be told they can't do something. They will buy for fear of separation, like separation of the tribe they will feel like they don't want to be humiliated. All of those are really basic human fears. They will, and they also will fear pain, right? Which something we talked about earlier. They'll buy because of guilt. Think of how many parents and grandparents spend a lot of money on their kids and grandkids out of guilt, because they're not spending very much time with them, But so let's say you have a lawn service, a lawn care service. Well, rather than someone spending 2 hours on the lawn, maybe you could do that and let them spend time with their kids, right? They'll do that because they're feeling guilty because they're working so many hours. And then good old fashioned greed. That's another one. Again, how could you position yourself where someone who maybe that's what they're motivated by? They're motivated by greed. So the second thing you need to do is to package your offer. Package your offer. So don't sell the service. Don't sell your stuff. Sell the outcome. Instead of we do landscaping, say we're going to make your yard the best looking one on your street in the next 7 days. Instead of we do HVAC, that doesn't tell me anything. Don't sell me the vacation, or don't sell me the trip, sell me the vacation. What do I mean by that? The trip is dragging your suitcase through the airport with your spouse and your 2 kids who everybody's mad at each other. And then you're going to some other place and dragging all your stuff and then getting to a hotel room and sleeping on uncomfortable beds. And that's all that stuff. Like that's the trip. But the vacation is the beach. The vacation is the luau. The vacation is the meals and the time you'll get to spend reconnecting with the people who you really do care about, not the trip. So package the offer in a way that sells them the outcome, not the thing that you do. Okay. Instead of again saying, hey, we do HVAC, we get your system summer ready before the first heat wave. Right? Be really clear on this because clarity is what's going to equal conversions. Don't make it about you, make it about them. Make it about what they can expect. What's the transformation they can expect? And then the last one is promote like crazy. You cannot get by this without promotion. And this is honestly where most people fail. You need to go all in. For those of you who know the Viper framework, vision, infrastructure, process, execution, and reporting, this is why execution has a spot in the Viper framework, because execution, everything falls apart in execution. You can plan till the cows come home, but if you don't execute well, it's not going to make a difference. So this is where you're going to email your list. This is where you're going to post multiple times a day on social media using a direct response message. I'll give you an example here in a second. But direct response message, it means that you're always going to leave them something to do. Like, okay, hey, if this is something you're interested in, go right here and right now and do this thing. And you have to give them, you have to be really, really specific when you're using direct response. Don't just say, well, I'm just branding, I'm just putting my name out there. No, give them something really specific to do. Give them something really specific to do. Like, hey, if you want me to give you a free assessment of your books and your bookkeeping, I can do this. I can give you a free look, or give them something to look at. Give them something to do. Always give them something to do. So that way you can track and see what people are actually interested in, rather than just saying, if you're interested, give me a call sometime. That doesn't tell them enough specificity in terms of what to do. You can call your past customers. And you're calling your past customers. This can be really powerful, but you've got to do it the right way. You're calling them not to sell to them. Yes, they may buy, but because they have already bought in the past, and assuming you do good work, they're going to know what you're about. And you can just call them saying, hey, look, it's gearing up. It's April. We're getting ready to get really busy. Do you know anyone who's looking to have their yard spruced up? Or do you know anyone looking to get married? Or do you know anyone who needs tax work done? Don't necessarily ask them, but ask them for someone who they might know looking for the solution. The next thing you can do is run simple local ads, just simple ads. You can do it on social media if you want, but consider doing it offline as well. What I would suggest is pick one medium and go at it really, really hard. Like, don't sprinkle your advertising budget across like 6 or 7 different things. Don't sprinkle. My suggestion is pick one channel. Okay. So let's say it's like radio, and you're like, okay, I'm going to fill up this station and I'm going to be on like every 4th ad, which would be probably a lot of money, but I'm going to be on every 4th local ad. before you start maybe thinking about going to billboards. And so I could see a secondary channel that you could work on, but don't go over, try to take like an advertising budget of a couple $1,000s and sprinkle it over like 5 or 6. You're going to be so, you'll be so, what's the word I'm looking for? You'll be so diluted. That's the word. You'll be so diluted in any effort, and you're going to be, no one's going to catch you. Like you running like 2 radio slots and then like 1 billboard on the South Side and a couple of newspaper promotions or anything like that. Like it's going to be, you may as well just save your money. So what I'm saying is I would much rather see you fill up 1 marketing channel first before you go into the next, or as much as you possibly can. Make sure that you're saturating that one first as much as you possibly can before you go into the next one. So that's going to be really, again, that's what really local ads can do. And you can do that on Facebook, right? You can do that on Facebook ads or on YouTube ads or anything along those lines. But again, go at it hard, don't sprinkle. Another thing you can do is partner with a local business who also works with your same customer, with your same client avatar. If you're selling supplements, go see if there's a local gym that needs help selling supplements, maybe supplements that you have that they don't have. If you're a gym owner, work with someone who sells supplements, right? Or activewear or something along those lines, but find someone with a similar avatar who can sell to the same, or who has a complementary product or service who can sell to your similar avatar. Okay. Remember, this is a short-term sprint and not a long-term hope strategy. This is about being strategic. So just a couple of examples that you can think of, and you can borrow these, but again, adapt them to you, adapt them to your local market, and make it your own. But spring into summer, a clean and prep package. This would be if you have a home services or landscaping service. Maybe you're into fitness where you have a 21-day summer body kickstart. Maybe if you're in retail, you can have a spring refresh sale, for the first 100 clients or 10 clients or whatever it is. Maybe if you are in a B2B or professional services, you can have a, Q2 growth planning season, second quarter growth planning season, whatever it is. But the point is you have to tie it to now. Why are they doing it now? Not just, make it sound like every other offer that you've always done, but why do they need to take action, and why do they need to take action now? So this example, I mentioned earlier that I was going to give you an example of a direct response offer. If you're a business owner, for example, who likes topics, like all the topics I just mentioned, and all the specific strategies that you can employ in your local business, mixed with a little accountability, a little bit of video training on topics related to lead generation and marketing, sales and salesmanship, management and leadership, as well as finance and accounting, send them my way. Or maybe if you're interested, you could head over to timewealthy.vip. There are training videos, live trainings all throughout the week, as well as an opportunity to work with me one-to-one. So you can have the business that delivers you a bunch of money, and most important, an amazing life that doesn't take all your time that you can spend with your husband, time you can spend with your bride, time you can spend with your kids, time you can spend reading or even writing that book that you've been always wanting to write and never found the time. Look, that book isn't going to write itself, right? Or maybe you just want to make a little bit more money than that brother-in-law who always loves to rub it in your face a little bit, right? Okay. Look, that's a perfect example of a direct response offer. I'm asking you to take a very specific action with a little bit of a shameful plug, right? But this is where I'm telling you to do this thing. Now, I will then measure my response to this by how many people go to timewealthy.vip and check out the video that's there and see if they're interested. And if they're not, that's okay. Okay. But here's going to be a couple things you need to do. All right. In the next 24 hours, you need to create your spring offer. Make the offer so good that people are going to feel stupid if they said no. Offer them a money back guarantee if you can. And that is what will really seal the deal for many people if you can. Next, you're going to define the outcome. Tell them what they can expect to get by working with you. What's the dream outcome? What's the future perfect that they will get by working with you? What's the transformation that they will see? And the last thing that you need to do beyond that is you need to start promoting it immediately. Promote like crazy. This is not the time to be shy, but be cool, man. Be cool. Okay. You're not going to want to promote it in a way that jams the product or service down their throats. Reach out to others. Ask them if they know of anyone looking for this type of transformation in their lives. Ask them if they know of anyone with this type of problem that needs fixing. Then let the conversation go organic from there. Right. For those of you who are interested, however, and you would like more stuff like this, head over to timewealthy.vip, and I will see you in the boardroom. Take care.